Hi, I'm Cheryl back with you from Farmhouse Frugally, and I just visited the Goodwill bins. I cannot believe the most amazing stuff that I got, mostly vintage, very beautiful, and so cheap. I have at least 40 items at less than $1 a piece, and you are not gonna believe it. So I'm gonna show you what I got. I'm gonna show you some styling. I may flip a few things here and there, but what I really wanna know from you is, should I sign up for Whatnot? Is this the kind of thing that you would like to purchase from me from Whatnot? Living in New England, I have an opportunity to get so many beautiful vintage and antique things, and more so I think than many other places in the US. And if that's something you're interested in, would you drop me a comment? It's something I've been toying with, was hoping to wait a year or so when I retire, but we'll see. Let me know what you think. But either way, tell me what you loved about today's haul. Amazing stuff.
Here is a sneak peek at the trunk of my car. I'm going to start with this beautiful antique cutting board and this gorgeous blue and white bowl. This is a beautifully made German piece worth $50 to $100. These are pretty, look like Fallscraft to me, salt and pepper. I got a couple ironstone bowls of different sizes for my collection, and a white ironstone, a little bit fancier bowl. I have a few of these in my collection already, but I didn't have this serving piece, so that is just a few pieces of the glassware that I got. And I also got this wooden, I think Mancala game, but I'm not sure exactly. I'm going to flip that at the end, so stay tuned. This beautiful book from the 20s, and I just liked the color. I liked the age of that and the fact that it was less than $1. And this beautiful pot I looked up, again, $50. Shocking to me that some of these items at the Goodwill bins were so valuable. And it was mostly garbage like usual, but you just have to hunt. I got one of these accordion style dryers, but I like to use the pegs for little feet on my projects. I'm not sure if that's what I'll do with this one. And sometimes I use the other wooden pieces. This stool was painted or made in 1954 and has a little bit of a wonky leg on it. I'll have my husband fix that. Again, worth over $50. And then, oh my goodness, look at these linens. They are almost pristine. They are vintage and they are beautiful. I don't know if one person left their entire collection or if somebody had gone around the entire bins, collected them all, and then dumped them all. But they were all in one place, and I bought them all because they don't weigh anything. And the way you pay at the bins is by weight. I think it's $2 a pound and for housewares, and there's not even a pound here. So I got all of these linens, several runners, several little doilies, and several pillowcases. These are vintage pillowcases. Look at that beautiful lace on these pillowcases, as well as a couple of tablecloths, and just so many gorgeous. Now, I have a tendency to just take the more plain white and cream ones. There were some multicolored ones not in my style that I left behind, but I thought that these were absolutely gorgeous. A full pair of pillowcases. And then these two were pink. Normally I wouldn't have picked them up, but I think pink, it's very pale pink, can be used for things during the spring and summer. And so a square tablecloth, I have another one, I have a round one, And these are just all absolutely beautiful, beautifully well made. Look like they were hardly ever or never used. So these are just absolutely spectacular finds. Not something you find every day, no matter where you are, but certainly not at the Goodwill bins. So let me know if this is something that you would be interested in my listing on eBay or whatnot, if you have an interest in these vintage linens. This is like tin, maybe aluminum painted. I don't know. It's definitely a little bit heavy, definitely metal, and I kind of love it just the way it is, so I'm not going to mess with it. Got one spoon and a couple of wooden bowls. This, I have no idea what this is. If you know, tell me. It didn't weigh anything, so again, I kind of go by weight. If it doesn't weigh much, I just take it. Love, oh my goodness, love the rusty, crusty items I got for the kitchen. This 2 donut or I don't know, donut cutters maybe, a sprinkler thingy. That's the nutmeg grinder. This gorgeous heart. 3, oh my goodness, 3 of these kitchen utensils with the green wood handles. I never find the green wood handles, so I couldn't believe there were 4 of them, and a lady grabbed the other one, and I was just happy to get these 3. This is some kind of a juicer. I think you put the citrus in there and squeeze it. And then I got, this is not old, this is kind of new, but I thought if I make a display or a vignette or something, cute little red enamel cup. And I love this rusty, crusty red dustpan. I may do something with IOD transfers on that. Look at this. Oh my goodness, look at this. I thought this was the nicest little find here with the 3 heart-shaped cookie cutters inside the metal tin. Oh my goodness, so gorgeous. That also would be beautiful with transfers. Just a little basket. I use those in my bathroom. Some of those alphabet tiles from Scrabble, a couple of blocks, just some stuff I can use in my crafts. Lightweight wooden boxes, things that just kind of eventually, you know, you need a little bit of this in your craft stash when you do what I do. Cute little sign I can use at some point. And then look at how cute this thing is. It's like, I don't know what the heck was in it originally, but it looks like a birch, and I'm going to make something out of that. And then I got 4 quite adorable. Really like the colors on these pumpkins. Cloth, good shape. And so these, I think, were a great find for less than $1 a piece. Little snowman needs a little love. I'll probably do him in a future video. Look at this, like a new stapler and staple gun and new little sock ped thingies. 3 pair. So here I am displaying some of these items for you. I love that blue bowl. I cannot believe it's worth $50 to $100. And it goes really well in my kitchen with a bunch of other items that I have. This one bowl made me recreate my whole kitchen hutch. I did it over and over and over. I ended up moving everything around. I do just really love how that looks with some of the other items. Here's some of the wooden spoons in there. And then here on this is the blue pumpkin with some of the other items. And here's the rusty orange pumpkin up on the hutch in my dining room. Yes, I know I am a maximalist. I have a tremendous amount of stuff. But I just love stuff. I put a bunch of these items here, just some items in my kitchen. Added the little pumpkin down below here, and then I end up moving that around and doing something else with this 2-tiered tray later on. And then here, just put a couple of these tin items in a vignette. This dustpan just kind of goes. I don't know why I put it here, but I just like the red against the other items that I had there. Love the rusty, crusty heart against the ironstone. And just the ironstone pieces themselves, I just really love them, and I collect them and have for many, many years. So sprinkled throughout my home, I have plenty of ironstone. And then here I added that set of tin cookie cutters with the tin here in my kitchen. I have several other items that go in that sort of tin color. So that looked beautiful over there. One of the ironstone dishes make great soap dishes. Also, just sometimes just sprinkle them throughout my home. Sometimes I'll put something in them, something beside them, stack them up in different vignettes and groups here. I just love them. They do not have to be just for the kitchen. Added those salt and pepper shakers up the top of my hutch with some of my ironstone teapots. Love that look against wood. What a beautiful, beautiful piece. And then I rearranged my hutch in my kitchen. Added that book here just because the colors really popped with this vignette that I had already set up. I'm not sure what I'll end up doing with this stuff, but I thought it looked pretty there. And added the primitive black candlestick, put it in the front, put it in the back, put it back in the front, just playing with it with this beautiful primitive vignette that I had set up in a couple videos back. Love this pottery jug, looks gorgeous on my hutch in my kitchen. And I'm realizing how hard it would be to sell this stuff on Whatnot now that it's sprinkled throughout my whole home. But let me know which was your favorite. And now I'm going to take that Mancala thing. I cleaned it up real good with a good scrub brush and got it that nice and clean. I think it's a Mancala thing. I mean, I don't know what else makes sense here, but and then I just went into my stash and I had these 4 knobs, not exactly the same height. When I'm all done with this, I'm going to have to sand so that they lay flat, but I decided that the wood color was really perfect for this. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue one on each of these corners and just simply let that dry and decorate it with one of the doilies and a couple of other items, one of the pieces of ironstone, just to show you how simple yet how beautiful this riser came out with just a simple board game. You just have to think outside the box. What else could this be? And love it. And so then I cleaned up that antique cutting board real good and stuck it in my kitchen. And then I am going to take this tiny little enamel cup and I am simply going to fill it with a couple of pieces of wood to weigh it down, a little bit of some lamb's wool, and then I am going to put a few Christmas trees and some greenery in it and a tiny little snowman and just do a simple vignette. I may change this out, of course, but just to give you an idea, if you come across one of these, this used to hold a candle, I believe, this little enamel cup, little mug, but I thought this was sweet. So I would love to know which was your favorite, if this is the kind of video that you enjoy. And I don't thrift often because I get so much free at my dump, but I love to know what you think, what was your favorite, and if you would like to see me sell some of this stuff. Please share this with somebody that you think might enjoy it. I would love to hit 5,000 subs by the end of the year. If you would help me out with that, I would appreciate it. And thank you so much for stopping by. I will see you in the next one. Take care.